My name is Emily, and opening my own bakery in Canada was the realization of a lifelong dream. At just 27 years old, I became a specialist in custom cakes, cupcakes, and other treats. My bakery is a strictly peanut and tree nut-free environment, with signs posted everywhere. I faced a few challenges along the way, but on that quiet morning, I had no idea I was about to experience one of the most absurd moments of my career. My dad, my assistant Denise, and I were busy with preparations when the door opened, before our official business hours. An impatient woman walked in, already showing her frustration before saying a single word. With determined steps and a demanding look, she slammed her purse and a coffee cup on the counter and announced she wanted a custom cake for the following Saturday. It was Thursday. I tried to explain our policy of requiring 7 days' notice for special orders, but she simply wouldn't take no for an answer. She showed photos of elaborate cakes, insisted I could stay late to make it happen, and when I politely declined, she demanded to speak to the manager. Imagine her surprise when she found out I was the owner. I tried to offer a workable alternative, a simple birthday cake. But her patience vanished quickly, and before I knew it, she was demanding impossible solutions. Her outrage turned into fury when I explained once again that fulfilling her request wasn't possible. Then came the final demand. She wanted a chocolate cake with peanut butter. I took a deep breath and told her that we don't use that ingredient in our bakery. Her face turned red with anger, and before I could react, she grabbed her hot coffee and threw the scalding liquid at me. The pain was instant. My skin burned while my mind struggled to process what had just happened. My dad rushed to help me, and as I dealt with the sting on my arm, the woman still had the audacity to ask, "So, are you going to take my order now or not?" What happened next was straight out of a movie. The police were called, the security cameras caught everything, and, well, the woman was in for a very unpleasant surprise when she realized her rage would have consequences.
Hey guys, welcome to our channel.
Hi, I'm Emily. Owning a bakery in Canada has always been a dream of mine. I specialize in custom cakes, cupcakes, cookies, and other treats, all with a special touch. However, despite the success of my business, there's a peculiar detail about me. I'm 27 years old, but people often think I'm a teenager, maybe 18 or 20. This leads to some hilarious and annoying situations, especially when they assume that my dad, who helps me occasionally, is the actual owner of the shop. Aside from my love of baking, there's something I take extremely seriously. Food safety. My bakery is completely peanut and tree nut free. That means every ingredient that comes into the shop is meticulously inspected. There's no room for error. Cross-contamination could mean a life-threatening risk for some customers. As an extra precaution, huge signs that say peanut and nut free are posted all around the store. On the walls, in the display cases, and even on the packaging. I also have a very clear rule. Custom orders require at least 7 days' notice so I can ensure I have the necessary ingredients and time to create something truly special. We have signs communicating this policy all around the store. Recently, I installed security cameras after an incident that left me uneasy. It's not common for a bakery to have surveillance, but I didn't want to take any more chances. The decision proved useful sooner than I expected. It was a quiet morning. Just me, my dad, and Denise in the bakery, prepping items for the day before the rest of the staff arrived. The smell of freshly baked bread filled the air, mixed with the sweet aroma of vanilla and melted chocolate. We were busy putting cupcakes in the oven when suddenly, the doorbell echoed through the space. My heart skipped a beat. I forgot to lock the door. Again. I sighed, quickly wiping my hands on the side of my apron before heading to the front. As soon as I stepped out from behind the counter, I was met with a figure I've learned to recognize from a mile away. An obviously irritated mom, arms crossed, foot tapping impatiently on the floor. She was huffing like she'd just run a marathon. "Good morning. Sorry for the delay, but we're not officially open yet," I began, trying to keep a polite tone. "I want to place a custom cake order," she snapped, slamming a huge handbag onto the counter with a thud and plopping a coffee cup next to it. "Ah, one of those," I thought. "Great. Just a moment, I'll grab an order form." I dashed to the office, grabbed the paperwork, and gave my dad a heads up on the way. I already had a feeling how this was going to go, and he's a master at helping me stay calm when I'm out of patience. "So, what would you like?" I asked, returning with a practiced smile. "I need a custom cake for my daughter's 3rd birthday. On Saturday." My smile froze. Saturday? Today was Thursday. "Oh, I'm so sorry, but we normally require 7 days' notice for custom orders," I explained as gently as I could. "Right now, We don't have the capacity for an elaborate cake. Her face hardened. What do you mean you can't take my order? You do custom cakes, don't you? I took a deep breath. Yes, we do. But we need that time to ensure we have the ingredients and the proper planning for each order. I can offer you a basic cake, without any complex decorations. She pulled out her phone and, without responding, began showing me images of extravagant cakes. 3 tiers, lifelike sugar flowers, intricate details worthy of a royal wedding. I want one like this. Ma'am, that would take days to make. The most I can offer is a simple cake without those details. She crossed her arms tighter, as if trying to fuse into herself from sheer frustration. Can't you just stay late and do it for me? My daughter loves your cakes. You should be more understanding. I felt my patience start to crack. Unfortunately, I'm already maxed out on orders. I can't extend myself any more than I already have. If you'd like, I can still do the basic cake. She stomped her foot. This is outrageous. I want to speak to the manager. Ah, here we go. Pointing to the wall behind me, where my framed diplomas were clearly visible, I replied, Ma'am, I'm the owner of the bakery. Her eyes widened like I just told her I was a unicorn. The shock on her face lasted only a moment before it was replaced with indignation. Don't lie, you brat. You should be in school. That's when my dad decided to step in. Like he'd been waiting for the perfect moment, he walked in carrying a tray of fresh cookies. Good morning. Is there a problem here? He asked with an amused smile. The woman pointed an accusatory finger at me. Your employee is refusing to take my order. I want her fired. My dad raised an eyebrow. Well, that would be difficult. She's the owner. The silence that followed was almost tangible. I swear even the oven stopped baking for a second. But, the woman stammered, caught between rage and embarrassment. Taking a deep breath, I tried to wrap things up. So, ma'am, what cake and buttercream flavor would you like? She still looked stunned, but finally answered. Chocolate with peanut butter. That was the last straw. I'm sorry, but our bakery is peanut and nut free. We can't make that flavor. She slammed her hand on the counter. Then just take some peanut butter from another order. We don't have that ingredient in the store. It has to be ordered in advance. But I want it. Make it happen. There's no way. We do not use that ingredient. She turned red. Then purple. For a moment, I thought she might explode. She started rattling off personal information like she was slamming cards down on a table, trying to intimidate us. Phone number, full name, even her credit card details. Ma'am, please choose another flavor or don't place the order. We have a lot of work to do. I tried to stay calm, but my patience was melting like ice under a blazing sun. Don't tell me what to do. I want that cake and I want it my way, she snapped, her eyes blazing like lit coals. I took a deep breath. It's hard to stay composed when someone's acting like a tantruming child, but I had to try. Ma'am, please, I'm doing the best I can. The best you can? She laughed, a sharp, mocking sound. Well, what does this say, huh? She pointed to the sign on the wall. 7 days notice for custom cake orders. So what? I don't care. I want that cake. Then something shifted in her. A decision formed in her eyes, and before I could react, she hurled the hot coffee cup she had placed on the counter. The dark liquid flew through the air, a brown blur against the light background. But her aim was terrible. Instead of hitting the wall, the scalding coffee splashed against my left arm, burning my skin like someone had lit a fire right on it. The pain made me let out a strangled cry. My professionalism shattered instantly. What are you doing? My voice came out sharp, shaking between shock and pain. My dad rushed to get the first aid kit while I desperately tried to shake the hot liquid off my skin, flailing my arm. Incredibly, the woman just stood there, arms crossed, huffing like a bull about to charge. Well, are you going to take my order now or not? My brain could barely process what I was hearing. You're kidding, right? my dad said, disbelief thick in his voice. You just threw hot coffee on her and still expect her to take your order? The customer is always right, she bellowed, stomping her foot. My patience snapped. My arm was throbbing, my skin red and blistering like it had been set on fire, and I didn't care about customer service anymore. The burn wasn't too serious. Just enough to make sure I'd never forget this ridiculous day. The ambulance was already on the way. So was the police. And this woman? Well, she was about to learn that customers might be right sometimes. But assault has consequences. The ambulance and the police arrived almost at the same time. I won't be taking your order. You're no longer welcome here. Ever. Don't talk to me like that. I'm a paying customer. What you're paying for is my trip to the ER. The officers inspected me, their eyes focusing on my arm where blisters were starting to form from the hot coffee she had thrown. You need to go to the hospital, one of them said. We can handle the rest afterward. I sighed. I just wanted this to be over. We have cameras, I told them, my voice heavy with exhaustion. I can show you everything right now. Her face turned pale. For the first time, uncertainty flickered in her expression. I pulled up the footage on my phone and handed it to the officer. He watched in silence, his face unreadable. Then he turned to her. Ma'am, you'll need to come with us. She swallowed hard, looked at me, then at the officer. For a second, it looked like she was going to protest. But then she slumped her shoulders, defeated. In the end, the burns were mild. Just a few blisters and about a week of pain. But her. She was charged with assault. The security footage captured everything, and justice was served. She was banned from every bakery and the entire complex where I work, which included even the after-school program her daughter attended. I later found out she had been kicked out of other bakeries before. And me? I walked away with an unbelievable story, a slightly burned arm, and the certainty that some people never learn.
Want more mysteries, twists, and exciting moments? So you can't miss this video. Click now and continue this journey of fascinating stories. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any news. Leave your comments and see you next time.